So do you have any questions from yesterday class?
Do you ever wonder why the food at a restaurant takes 20 minutes to come to your table?
So shall we start today's topic? Today class is very important and simple topic. Stream API. Okay, the Stream API is the most difficulty topic for all the students, including faculties. Okay, Stream API is the most difficulty topic to all the students, including trainers. I'm not saying I'm also part of it. For trainer also it is difficult because it has a completely new syntax. Underlying flow of execution is there. People who are good at internals, they can easily understand it and make the students to understand. That's what we have completed up to now. To understand Stream API, the required all concepts we have learned. First, you should know meaning of functional programming. You learned. You should know the meaning of functional interface. You learned. And also you learn lambda expression. Also you learn method reference. And also you learn predefined functional interfaces. Also you learn implementing predefined functional interfaces by using lambda expression and method reference. So we have sufficient knowledge now. Now we are proceeding with what? Next topic, Stream API. Okay. Before understanding what you call Stream API, I want you first to get clarity on for loop, for each method, and then Stream API. Okay. Why Stream API? First, let me tell you why Stream API. For processing, for retrieving and processing, for retrieving and processing objects. Okay, for retrieving objects from an array or collection, for retrieving objects from an array or collection and processing those objects by applying aggregate functions. Aggregate functions. What is the meaning of aggregate? Aggregate means mathematical functions, validations, calculations. Okay. Himanshu Mishra, always you have doubts, man. It's a live class only. There is a live chat now. Live. Live means what? Live only. I'm teaching now. Okay. Look up. Himanshu Mishra. I stop screen sharing. Okay. Proof. I want to give proof to you. And screen sharing. Okay, na? So finally tell me. For retrieving objects from an array or collection and processing those objects by applying aggregate functions, we will use Stream API. We will use Stream API. What is the meaning of stream? Stream is a flow of objects. Okay, now first point everyone understand? If you confirm this, I can go further. First, you have to get the point into your brain. What is the use of stream API? Stream API is used for, okay, for retrieving objects from an array or from a collection and processing those objects by applying aggregate function. We will use stream API. Okay, done. Now tell me, for retrieving objects, we have already different approaches available. We have for loop is there, for each loop is there. For example, I am creating array, int array, ia equal to floor bracket 3 comma 4 comma 5 comma 6 comma 7. Okay, and then I want to retrieve the values from this array. How can I retrieve? By using for index. For int I equal to 0, I less than, now what do you write now? IA dot length I plus plus open bracket. Then what do you write? Now I'm taking the value into a variable IA of 0, sorry, IA of I, and then what do you write now? System dot out dot println value. Just I am retrieving and printing. I am processing for what? Printing only I am doing it. Okay. Then now my question is here, when I have already for loop, why we need stream API? Okay. This for loop is available from which version? 1.0 version itself. From 1.0 itself, I have for each loop. I mean, for loop is there. Then what? Suddenly stream API came? No. Suddenly stream API did come. Now next to this one, I have another concept called what? Next to this we have what? For each loop I got. Okay, next to this I have for each loop. In Java 5 version, in Java 5.0 or 5 version, what you got for each loop? What is the syntax of for each loop? For int. Whatever you have written value variable inside for loop, that is coming in the parenthesis, separator is colon, and the variable name coming here. Array, from which object you want to retrieve, that object coming here. Open bracket, close bracket. And here, same logic. Whatever you have written previously, same object processing logic you are writing. I want to process the object, means I want just to print those object value. What are the values coming from there? I want to print. Now you may ask me question, sir, already have for loop na sir, why for each loop came? Because to simplify programming. Okay, to simplify programming, to decrease the burden on the developer to write the code. So what is the burden, sir? Same thing as now, whatever you write. But observe here, there is a repetition code is there. I should write, you should write, everyone should write, start from where now? Int I, right? And everyone should write a condition what now? Everyone should write int I equal to 0. And next, I should write condition what now? I less than length, I plus plus. Okay. And next, this square bracket I. This much portion every developer should write. I should write, you should write, everyone should write. Then what is changing from one developer to another developer? This business logic portion is changing. Int value, variable name changing from one developer to another developer. Okay, and then now the business logic system dot out dot println are taking the value and summation of that value now, sorting values or finding the max value, min value. So that's all changing. Okay, so only what is changing from one developer to another developer, the array name is changing, the variable name where you want to store is changing. Okay, and the business logic. This blue color logic, what I am highlighting. One second, guys. So color changed. This blue color portion, what I am highlighting here, this is changing from developer to developer. This is changing from developer to developer. Remaining portion, whatever you are seeing here, remaining portion, whatever seeing here, that is same. For all developers, it is same. When everything is same, why should I develop? Get up. I don't develop. I want Sun Microsystem to develop. That is where for each loop is coming. So look at the for loop. Int I equal to 0, I less than condition here, should write less than, array index out of bounds exception problem. I no need to think about all the things. And the next, only int value taken here, equal to place what is coming, colon, and what came here, IA, system dot out println value. Sir, y equal to not there, sir. Y colon is there. Array, if you write equal to, it will become assignment, na? If you take assignment, what is the problem? You are storing IA inside the value, IA reference in the value. So you want to tell to compiler, store IA value in the variable. No. What I want to tell? I want to tell IA array element in the value. I want to tell to compiler, inside IA pointing array, there is a element. Please take the first element and then store in this value. Again, you repeat this process, execute logic, and repeat this process for each element available in this array. That's why it is named as what? For each loop. It is named as for each loop. For each loop. Why it is called for each loop? Because for each element available in this array, I want to execute. And also it is called, actual is what it is, the name is not for each loop. It is what? Enhanced for loop. Actual name is what? Enhanced for loop. But people are calling it as a for each loop because the terminology coming from other languages like C++. Okay, actual name is what? Enhanced for loop. Why is it called enhanced for loop? Because it is a syntax is enhanced. Look at that, for loop, same for loop, na? And its syntax is enhanced. Earlier, this much lengthy syntax, 3 expressions are there. Now it become what? 2 expressions only. Everyone understand the for each loop? Why for each loop came? Someone is saying that voice issue. Is there any voice issue there? Prabhat Kumar Rathod is saying voice issue. Other students, do you have any voice issue? No, only is having problem. Okay. Okay, done. Everyone understand this? Now, let's proceed with understanding. Few rules are there on for each loop. Rules. Few rules available. What the rules? Rule number 1. If you see the syntax, you can understand automatically. Rule number 1. Can I use here any object as I like? No. Okay. There is a rule, IA. IA is what? Can I use any object here? Can I write string here? Can I write sample class object, example class object, student class object, employee class object? No, you cannot write. So what am I allowed to write? Here, the object type must be either array or iterable interface subtype. Iterable interface implementation class object. In simple words, we can say iterable object. Iterable object means not iterable, sir. Iterable is an interface. It's an implementation class. If you write normal objects there, compiler throw error. Now tell me, here can I write collection? Yes, because collection is the implementation of iterable. Na? So generally people say what? For your clear remembering purpose, array or collection or iterable. These are people are saying in general statement. But why collection written there? Because it is iterable already. Okay, array or collection or iterable. Point number 1. Point number 2. Tell me what the rule number 2. Here I am creating variable. This variable data type is my wish. Can I choose any variable? No. The variable data type must be the type of object coming from this array. Okay. Now variable type must be IA type. It's not the value coming type. It is what? IA type. IA is created what type? That type you have to use. Okay, now? Next. Third rule. Tell me, can I, like in a regular for loop, can I declare variable outside and use inside the for loop? In regular for loop, I can declare before for loop and initialize inside for loop parenthesis. Like that. Can I do for loop also, for each loop also? No. Must declare in for parenthesis only. must declare, variable must declare. Variable must be declared in for parenthesis only. Before declaring and using inside for parenthesis, not possible. Okay. Then fourth point. What the fourth point? Can I use that variable after for block? No, because it's a local. Its scope is only within the for parenthesis. What is that? We cannot use variable after for block. After for body, we cannot use. Compiler throw error. These are the 4 rules are there while working with for loop. Okay, now? Shall we try some examples on this topic? For each loop, I want to try some examples so that I'll be clear with my concept. YouTube live students, everyone understood? Shall you try example, ready for replying? The for each loop is a Java 5 new feature. It is an alternative to iterator for retrieving objects. List and set collections with less code. Okay. It is an alternative. Sir, what is iterator? Sir, I don't know. Okay, don't worry. Iterator code I will explain you separately. Okay, now next week I will take one workshop on summary on collections. That time you will get clarity on iterator. Okay. Different ways of creating collection objects, different ways of retrieving objects from the collection. I'll take one workshop next Saturday, Friday, Saturday or Saturday, Sunday, I will plan. Okay, everybody learning collection but not learning different ways of creating collection objects. And different ways of retrieving objects from the collection. We have different ways are there. All ways at one place we will summarize. Okay, now look at here. What is the point you have to remember here? For each loop is given as an alternative to regular for loop and also what? Iterator. Actually, it's a replacement of iterator. Okay, it is just a for loop with enhanced syntax. It contains only 2 expressions with a colon as a separator. Expression 1 is variable declaration, no assignment. Expression 2 is array or collection or iterable interface implemented class object. Syntax with 4 rules: variable declaration, array or collection or iterable object, and business logic. For each loop, the for each loop internally rewrite. The for each loop is internally. Okay, let me write like this. Compiler internally rewrites for each loop as iterable code. Okay, because it is a replacement of iterable, no? It rewrites as iterable code by compiler. Hence, JVM doesn't know about for each loop, the most important. The source code you are writing for each loop. In the compiled code in the dot class file, for each loop will not be there. For each syntax is not there. It converts to regular for loop with iterable code. It is just a communication between developer and compiler only. Okay, done. I have created array list with these are the elements. Here I have explained Here I have explained with array, okay, array with what you have created, normal for loop, and for each loop I have written. Here I am trying to use iterable iterator, no problem. Then here iterator, this much code I have to write. Java 4 1.4 version, this much code of iterable I should write. Then as a solution, simple code we got. What is that? Object obj colon. You want to retrieve objects from which collection? AL you have to write. This much lines of code and extra confusion points are all avoided. Just for each loop, we'll write like this. Okay, can I use for each loop for the set collection? Yes, because set collection is a sorry, set collection also collection. We can use, no problem. Okay, then linked has a set store a same object and for each loop directly I have added. Okay, then tell me on for each loop, what are the different rules we have to follow on for each loop? We'll see. First, let me try to explain the above point execution flow. Now observe now, that's a big program, complete program. Control 1. For time saving purpose, existing program I am showing. Okay, because workshop means what? Less time, more points I have to cover. So everything, if I'm sitting and typing, then it becomes again regular batch. Yeah, same. Method reference converted to lambda expression. For each loop also converted to iterable. So values are coming. This is set. Values are coming. This is a list. Values are coming. Okay. Then now what are the rules we have to follow while working with for each loop? Totally 4 rules. What are the 4 rules? Rule number 1. The object must be only either array or collection or iterable. Tell me, is a string is a what do you call array? No. It is a collection? No. It is a iterable? No. So it is just a normal class. Then from the normal class, I want write for each loop to retrieve one character. It's a collection of characters now. HARA, collection of characters. I want retrieve first character, second character, third character, fourth character. Is it possible to use the for loop for that? No, you cannot. It leads to compile time error because it's not a character array to retrieve one character. It is what? A string object. Then how can I retrieve one character? Not possible. So compiler will throw error. Observe the compile time error. Sir, why you are not using Eclipse, sir? If I use Eclipse, Eclipse will give different compile time errors. Understood? You cannot see the regular compile time errors given by the compiler software. Eclipse will give its own errors. And moreover, the moment when I type, Eclipse automatically show the errors. Your mind doesn't have a chance to guess error or no error. Hence, in the written test exam, you will fail. For each not applicable to expression type. Because required what? Array or, look at that, is there any word called collection? No. Array or iterable. But why I have written collection, sir? Because every trainer saying array or collection. If I don't say collection, you feel that collection is not allowed. I am teaching wrong. Okay, that's why I have added array or collection or iterable. Actually, collection is also subtype of iterable. Okay. Now, sir, how can I retrieve one character from this, sir? Everybody teach me. Okay. Anyone can teach me. I want to apply for each loop, sir. So first you convert it to char array S1 char array CA equal to, do you know how to convert string to char array? S1 dot to char array. S1 dot to char array. Convert to char array. Then can I apply now for loop? Yes. Bolo, how to apply for loop? Char ch. S1 place what array? CA. And then print each character. System dot out dot println of what do you write? CH. Save. Observe, all characters are coming HUARI. So no compile time error, no runtime error. Go up. Look at there, what is coming? HRA coming or not? So if you want to apply for each loop on a string, directly not possible. You have to choose what? Char. I'm deleting this only for your understanding. Then next, can I apply for each loop on map collection? No, because map is not a iterable. Map is a table, na? Only array type format memory is iterable. So then how to apply for each loop on map, sir? Next Saturday. Okay, na? Next Saturday, I will tell you how to retrieve objects from the map. Okay. Next, if I write map here, what the error? Same error we will get. For each not applicable to this expression type because it's not iterable. Tell me, can I apply iterate for each loop on iterator? Nonsense. Iterator is a cursor. On a cursor, how to iterate? Tell me, this is a mouse cursor. How can you put a cursor on the cursor? Yes or no? This is a wrong point. Compiler throw error. These are all very silly points, sir. Very, very simple points, but affect your interview process. Be careful. Small interview questions only, but you will forget in the interview. Below, can I apply for each loop on array? For each loop on array? Yes. Can I apply for each loop on string array? Yes. We cannot apply for each on string because string is not a array. Can I apply for each loop on string array? Possible. Okay, now? Comment it. Then tell me. Now can I apply for each loop on array list collection? Yes, sir. Because array list is a implementation of iterable. Why commented? Control 1, compile. Only check the compile time error. Runtime error not required. Okay, buddy? First rule understand. The object must be only either array or collection or iterable type. If you try to use any other type of object other than those three, you will get compile time error. Babu Adhyaksha, have you noticed? Here I have not written small c. I have written what? Capital C. Capital C is not a word. It is an interface. Sir, map is also collection, sir. Which collection? Small c collection. There are three words are there under around collection. Collections. Small c collection, capital C collection, and capital C collection ends with S. Small c collection is a just a group of objects, maybe in array format or in map format. Okay. Next, now capital C collection is a interface, and capital C collection ends with S is a class name. Here map is not a collection. Which collection? Capital C collection. Hence map is not allowed. Here array list is allowed because it is a capital C collection type. Next tell me, linked has set. Linked has set. LHS1. Bolo, is it allowed or not? Yes, because linked has set is a collection type collection. And you have to pass here LHS1. Control 1, compile. Compulsory must practice, okay? समझ में आया everyone? Rule number 1. Let's proceed to rule number 2. The variable type must be of the source object generic type. Source object generic type. What is the meaning of source object? Whatever you are writing, that is the object. What is this generic type? Object. So the objects stored in array list will be considered as what type? Object type. So what I should write here? Object OBJ. Okay. Now tell me. Here can I take string? Actually, the objects available in array list is string. al2 dot add of double quotes A, al2 dot add of double quotes B, al2 dot add of double quotes C. Now tell me, these three objects I am retrieving. What objects are coming from the for each loop? String objects coming. Because objects coming string, can I write here for each of string yes? Come on, everyone think. Can I write for each of string yes? Possible or not possible? Not possible. कंपाइलर को गुस्सा आता, कंपाइलर तुमको स्कोल्ड करता क्या? अरे तुमरी फेलो, तुम A3 स्ट्रिंग्स इसमें ऑब्जेक्ट टाइप में स्टोर किया, वो स्ट्रिंग के बारे में कैसे निकालेंगे? मुझको हिंदी नहीं आता, तुमको जावा नहीं आता. अंडरस्टूड? How is it possible to take strings from array list as a string type? Not possible, because while storing string object, you have stored as what? Object type. Means you did what? Upcasting. When you did upcasting and retrieving, can you retrieve objects in their original type? No. They are coming out as what? Object type. So, is it possible to assign array list to string type variable here? No. Compiler throw error. Okay, na? Line number? This is a. I started a new core Java batch. Evening 6 p.m. Hope all people know, right? Incompatible types, object cannot be converted to string. Here, string cannot be used. Okay? Many of the students are requesting, sir, teach in local language, not only English. So, I am doing experiment in this batch. Is it okay to all? Just be a senior students. I want to start first teaching in English, then revision same time, next time, second time when I'm saying, I'll tell one time in Hindi, one time in English, one time in Telugu. 3 languages I want to cover. First English, common language to all the students. Then when I'm revising Hindi and revising Telugu and then program. So what I have noticed, okay, people are struggling to understand English also when I'm explaining. So now the coming junior batch onwards. Now 6 o'clock batch started. This is the new year resolution I took. Of course, now I'm little bit good at Hindi now because of senior batches. They helped me to learn Hindi also. When I'm speaking in Hindi, they bear me. Now the next junior batches, 3 languages I am teaching: English, Hindi, Telugu. After you confirmed understand of all the 3 languages, any one of the language you understood the point, then I'll go to the next point. That's what I am planning for the new batch, 6 p.m. So let's see how it will work out, and any changes required, I will do further. But I'm not taking my decision back. Okay, done. Now tell me, here we cannot take string, compiler throw error because the generic type what you have used, object. Now tell me here. Now I created array list object with what type? String only. Then is this line allowed or not? Is this line allowed or not? Allowed. Why? Coming object is what type? String. String can be assigned to widening type or not? Uppercasting. We can do upcasting. So array list object, internal object can be stored either as a string or also object. Object is allowed, string is also allowed. No compile time. Dekho. Control 1, no compile time. Okay, then next question. Can I use as integer? Is there any compile time error? Yes. Why? AL3 type is what? String. String can be assigned to integer? No, incompatible. So rule 1, rule 2, rule if you remember, then it is easy to identify which is right or which is wrong. If rule itself, if you don't remember, then program will become what? Oh my God, how many programs you will teach? My दिमाग खराब हो रहा है. दिमाग में प्रोग्राम ना यूज करना, ये रूल अप्लाई करना. समझ में आया? ये रूल याद रखना पड़ता है. वो रूल इसको अप्लाई करो, इसको अप्लाई करो. और केस अलग केस है, इसको सेम रूल ए रूल इधर लेके आना पड़ता है. अप्लाई इधर, अप्लाई इधर, खत्म. कहाँ से दिमाग खराब हो रहा है, कहाँ से ज्यादा पॉइंट्स आ रहा है, सिंगल पॉइंट है. तो क्या ये वाला वेरिएबल टाइप मस्ट बी ऑफ सोर्स ऑब्जेक्ट जेनेरिक टाइप. इधर कौन है सोर्स ऑब्जेक्ट? एरे लिस्ट. हाँ, कौन है जेनेरिक टाइप? ऑब्जेक्ट. सो नाउ व्हाट, क्या करना है इधर? ऑब्जेक्ट व्हेन आई यूज्ड हियर, मैं इधर ऑब्जेक्ट यूज किया, इसका टाइप क्या है? ऑब्जेक्ट. ऑब्जेक्ट को ऑब्जेक्ट असाइन कर सकते हैं, स्ट्रिंग को असाइन कर सकते नहीं. क्यों? वो सब टाइप है, वो सुपर टाइप नहीं है ना. सेम टाइप नहीं है, सब टाइप नहीं है, सुपर टाइप नहीं है, ये सब टाइप है. इसको असाइन कर सकते नहीं है. ओके. इधर व्हाट इज जेनेरिक टाइप? स्ट्रिंग है. स्ट्रिंग को सुपर क्लास को असाइन कर सकते हैं? यस. सेम टाइप को असाइन कर सकते हैं? हाँ. कैन आई असाइन टू द इनकम्पैटिबल टाइप? नहीं. कंपाइलर थ्रो एरर. वो वाटर मोबाइल में नहीं नहीं स्टोर कर सकते, राइट? ये मोबाइल है, ये वाटर है. होप यू अंडरस्टैंड. नाउ कैन यू थिंक हियर which line is error, which line is not error? सीनियर स्टूडेंट्स, मैं हिंदी इंप्रूव किया, इंप्रूव हो गया ना. व्हाट यू से हिंदी अच्छा है, हिंदी अच्छा है. So while teaching Java to you, I learn Hindi from you, free of cost. Okay. Okay. So I'm improving in Hindi more. Coming classes, we will offer Java in Hindi. Okay. Yeah. Fine. Look at here. What is this? Int array IA2 equal to allowed? Allowed. Then here, what is the variable type? Int. Coming value what? Int. Int can be assigned to int? Yes. Int can be assigned to byte? No, because it's range. Int can be assigned to char? No, it is lesser range. Int can be assigned to long? Yes. Int can be assigned to float? Yes. Possible lossy conversion from int to byte, possible lossy conversion from int to char. Okay. Okay, done. Hope second rule is clear. Next, last rule is what? We must declare variable in for parenthesis. Like in regular for loop, we cannot declare variable before for, cannot be used in for. Look at here. For int I declare before for loop and using inside for loop. Allowed or not allowed? Not allowed. Compiler throw error. Bad initializer. Bad initializer for loop. Okay, I1 here, arrow mark. Okay, then next. Now I'm thinking for this. I am declaring in the for parenthesis. Is it allowed now? Yes. There is no multiple test cases, only one case. Next, rule number 4. The for loop variable cannot be used after for body. It is just a local variable. Now I declare I3 here, trying to access after for loop. Allowed or not allowed? This is chota bacha concept. Either regular for loop concept it is. Okay. Then we can recreate that variable after for loop. Yes. No problem. Next. Can I use the variable which is used in one for loop in the another for loop? Yes, I created here. Again, I can recreate here because its scope is end here, its scope is started here. Compile success. So all points around for each loop I have covered, buddy. Everything I covered. So now what is for loop? What is the for each loop? Why for each loop? What is its syntax? And how many expressions are there? What is the separator? What are the rules we have to follow while working with for each loop? Every point I have covered. Now from for each loop, any interview question coming or any program coming, you should be able to write, you should be able to answer. So it's in your hand, your practice. My job is complete. Shall we proceed to the next point? So what is the first point we completed? I want to retrieve objects from an array or from a collection. I have several ways. First way is what? For loop with index. But I found for loop with index is a lengthy code. I want a shortcut code. In Java 5 version, the for loop with index is shortcut. Okay, so now I have learned that one. Now days are happily going on. Okay, this is a 5 version, 6 version completed, 7 version completed. Again, Sun Micro system found there is a one more problem in this for each loop. What is that? Tell me, this is syntax is fixed or not? For parenthesis into value colon IA, this is fixed or not? Next, Java is what type of programming language? Object-oriented programming language. Correct my point? Java is a object-oriented programming language. Next, being an object-oriented programming language, the repeated work should expose out or should hide from the user. What abstraction? One of the feature of object-oriented programming, what abstraction is telling? Abstraction is telling that, you don't show the entire thing what your code you are writing. Abstract, buddy, abstract. Why you are writing outside? How to abstract? By using methods. Okay, in Java 8 version, for releasing Java 8 version, as part of Java 8 enhancements, Sun Microsystem started thinking, according to maths, I am writing if condition, else condition, switch blocks. According to maths, I am writing for loop, while loop, do while loop. Why all these things nonsense? The syntax is fixed. Every developer has to write same syntax again and again. Why can't we hide that complex syntax as part of the methods? Understand the analyzation of the Sun Microsystem? What they were thinking, understood? Sun Microsystem thinking that why should I force the developer to write this repeated syntax code? Why can't I hide? Then they started working on that syntax, and from Java 8 version onwards, Sun Microsystem told, my dear Hare Krishna, Java developers, don't write for each loop. In place of that, I am giving a method called what? For each. What the method name? For each. Ante. Now, if you write for each method, I should call this method na? Methods are belongs to array na collection. I mean array na class. Array kind of collection is what? Array kind of collection. Array kind of class is what? Collection. So you have to call this method by using collection, not by using array. Collection dot for each. Everyone listen, very important. What we have written in the previous program, can you recollect? This is my collection. From my collection, I want to retrieve object. This for loop, na? Now I am giving collection. From the collection, retrieve first object. Give it to me. I am asking for loop. Everybody participate, use your brain. I am giving the clues, expecting from everyone to give this answer. What I am telling to this for each loop? For each loop, take the first object, give it to me, I will consume it. Give the second object, again I will consume. Give the third object, again I will consume. Give the fourth object, again I will consume. Tell me, when the method is writing, This, what is the job of this method? This method, internal logic. This method should have logic background, na? Public. I am calling and background definition is there. Public, void, method name is what? For each of, for each of, for each of, open bracket, closed bracket. What this for each method is doing? I will write for loop for you, you don't worry. I will write for loop for you. For, what is the object? Obj. On which object I am writing? For each method calling current object. What the current object? Collection. Screen is not visible. Online students. Is screen visible or not? Okay. This. What I should write here? For each method internal object, with what object you are calling? With call. Then the call is coming as what? This. Open bracket, closed bracket. Tell me now. What this for loop is doing? For loop is retrieving the first object stored in this variable. Then what should I do? What is for each method do? Is for each method develop the business logic for you? No. Now it is a returning object to you. It will give the object to you. How it will give the object? By using parameter. Okay, parameter. How you want to use this object? Pass that logic here. Pass that logic here. How you want to use this object? Pass that logic here. How to use that object? You want to consume, means you want just to print. Here what I should write? System.out.println. Everybody. System.out.println. I am not directly telling, I am trying to explain. So now this system.out.println is coming as a logic here, and that logic will be used. Logic to the logic object will be passed. ఇప్పుడు ఈ సెటప్ చేయాలి మీరు. Now this is a setup you have to do. How can you manage it? How can you connect it? How to pass the system.out.println logic as an argument to the method, and how this to this logic the object can be passed as an argument. Everyone, come on, tell me what I have to use here. Come on. I want to pass logic as an argument. If you want to pass logic as an argument, can you pass logic directly? No. Logic means what? Function. Function means what? Lambda expression. Na? Yes or no? I should pass lambda expression. But to pass lambda expression, what should be here? There should be a target type parameter. Na? The parameter. What type of parameter I have to take? Lambda expression accepting parameter I have to take. Everyone tell me what is the parameter that can accept the logic? Functional interface. Tell me how many predefined functional interfaces we have? 43, but 4 mainly we are using. And tell me now, among the 4, which functional interface is suitable here? Excellent, wonderful, marvelous. Consumer C. Right? Consumer C. And then here what I should write here? That consumer dot, what is the method name? Accept. Accept of obj. So inside this parameter consumer, whichever logic is coming, that logic is executed by passing what? Obj. And tell me how to pass the logic here. Now consumer you have to implement. Consumer is having parameter obj, arrow, system.out.println obj. Wow, super. First time you are seeing little confusion. Okay. Generally, without having confusion, directly statement will write, and automatically with the word automatically it will execute. Automatically it will execute. People will use the terms. But I don't use that word. I will teach everything internals. First time difficult, but once your eyes are comfortable, automatically you will understand remaining points. I don't want to make automatically automatic. Okay, na? First I will show you the code so that you can easily understand. In future, this kind of any internals you yourself can analyze. Okay, look at here. This one is this one you are writing or already available? Already available. What you are writing? This line you are writing. What is my requirement? I want to retrieve the objects from the collection. To retrieve objects from the collection, I should write for each loop, or I should hide for each loop. Hide for each loop. Okay. Then what I should do? Only I should call. From which object you want to retrieve the object? That collection dot for each. What this for each is doing? It is retrieving the object. It has a logic for loop internally. It is retrieving object from this collection and giving you as a argument. Giving you as a argument. That argument you are going to use in your method logic either for printing or for some other operations. Now, according to flow of execution, this entire logic is coming and storing in C. Then as part of for loop, it retrieving the first object, store in the local variable and passing as an argument. Argument means what? Accept method. Accept method is connecting to here now. This obj is coming into this obj and passing as argument to here and printed on console. So what is understand? Java 8 version onwards, whenever I want to write a for loop on a collection, you don't write for each loop, you write what? For each method. Okay, for each method. Let me rewrite it. Let me rewrite it. You have seen for each method and now let us follow shortcut. What I want to do? I want to retrieve objects from the collection. For that, what I should write? Call dot. From which collection you want to retrieve? That collection dot. What method I should write? For each method. What for each method is doing? For each method retrieving each element available in this collection and passing as argument to you. You can take any variable name here. Okay, that variable name arrow and what you write? System dot out dot println of system dot out dot println of obj bracket. Okay, now what is happening here? For each method takes the first object, give as argument print. For each method takes the second object given as argument print. For each method take the third object print. Tell me, for each method multiple times calling or one time only called? This is a confusion point. How many times you call for each method? One time. It implicitly contains cursor, implicit iterator. Babu, for each method is not called multiple times. For each method you call only one time. But it executes internal logic multiple times. Logic is executed internally. It has what? A implicit for loop or implicit iterator. It has implicit iterator for retrieving each object available in the current collection. Okay, this is the point. For each method you call only one time, but implicitly it has an iterator. Implicit iterator is there that will retrieve each object from the collection and return. Shall we try an example on this? Bolo, how many lines you have written for each loop? 3 lines. But here how many loops you have written? 1 line. But it's a new syntax. New syntax, always little confusion will be there. Slowly, the new syntax will be habituated. And you started hating the old and started loving the new. Now, let's go to the for each method code. Read this point. The forEach is a predefined method available in the iterable interface. It's not collection interface, iterable from Java 8 version. It is an alternative to forEach loop and iterator for retrieving objects from both list and set collections with more or less code. Already forEach loop is less code. Now forEach method is what? More or less code. Prototype, public default. It is a default method. Default void for each of what is the parameter? Consumer. Because for each method is giving you object, you must consume that object. For each method internally contains implicit loop for retrieving objects from this collection object. It passes each element as an argument to the past consumer implementation code, that is lambda expression. Consumer is a functional interface. It can be implemented by using either outer class or anonymous inner class lambda expression or method reference. In general, consumer implementation is passed either as lambda expression or method reference. Syntax to call method. How to call? Call dot for each of lambda expression you have to pass. For example, I am passing lambda expression for what purpose? Printing the objects. For each internally retrieve the each element available in this collection and passes as argument to the past consumer lambda expression. Okay. Hence, we can say as many elements available in the collection, those many times for each method executed, a lambda expression executed. Lambda expression executed. For each method you call only one time. It is executed only one time, but lambda expression executed repeatedly. Below program explains reading and printing array list objects by using for each method by using lambda expression and method reference. Look at here. This is array list object. It has these many elements, and then now I'm writing which collection you want retrieve elements. Al dot. What is the method name? For each. What you want to do each element coming from Al. I want to consume. First take that object into your parameter. Then what logic I have to write? Printing logic. Let us try now. Control 1. Compile. Controlled. Look at there. All values are coming out of the collection. 1, 2, 3, 4. All values are coming. Easy na? For each loop, for each method. Are tell me, in this for each method, you develop lambda expression just to print the object only. No? Are you doing any extra work? No. Then, in place of lambda expression, can you use method reference? Yes. Al dot for each of system dot outer print double colon system dot double colon print. Here also we will get all objects. Compile, execute. Look at the values are coming by using this one also. So everyone got clarity? For each loop is a lengthy code. For each method is single one line. So the loop syntax is abstracted from developers. So now onwards, you must habituate using what? For each method. Everyone comfortable? Can you write this assignment? Now only. Now only. I want you to write this assignment by using for each method. Everyone, can you try? Now only. So that I can have confidence on you to launch Stream API. So even for Stream API, you are postponing day by day, day by day. You want to make it simple or directly by heart? Step by step. I will always follow step by step, even taking 1 or 2 days extra. I don't care. Bro, I don't care. Once workshop completed, when you look back, you should not feel anything confused. So systematic approach. Vinod Rajput, what do you feel? Is it a recorded class or live class? What is your feeling? Yashwant Mishra, do you know what is the default method? What the use of default method? Default method is a method that has implementation logic inside interface. Are you recording today's class? Asli, Ari. Your question what you asked, man? Sir, is this recorded session? What is the meaning of it? Is this recorded session means what? Already recorded, just playing the video. But your intention of asking question is different. Is the session recording? Completely both are different. Balai Babakanda movies, both are not same. Yeah, you can watch it in YouTube. It's already there in the YouTube. LHS means linked asset, man, Harsha. Linked asset. I want you understand one point here. Any collection, no difference, right? Collection wise, no difference. But I want you ask the question. Print string object as it is in uppercase. If you want to print in uppercase, you have to write if condition. Check the string. Check the object is a string or not. If string, then print uppercase. First, you have to write if condition to instance of operator. That is the point here. Okay. Let's see how many people brain will work. Now here, linked asset collection. A release to linked asset doesn't matter. This is a collection object. Now, for each loop, how to call for each loop? You want retrieve objects from which collection now? LHS. Let me write completely. Let me write this complete code. What do you write now? I want to retrieve objects from linked asset. So I should write LHS dot. Now what is the method name for each? Old style or Java 8 style or Java 8 style? Java 8 style is what? Hide the for loop. Use its abstraction method for each. For each of then tell me for each is taking consumer as an argument. Consumer implementation object arrow. What you want to do? You want to consume the objects directly na? No. What I should do? I should first verify the object is string or not. So what do you write? If obj instance of what a string. Then what should I do now? Typecast to string. How to write the typecast to string? String is equal to string of obj. Hey, you are which version developer? You are a which version developer? Java 8 version developer. Sure. You are learning Java 8 features, but you are not Java 8 developer. You are a Java 21 version developer. Or minimum Java 17 version developer. Being a Java 17.1 developer, how dare you to write this line? Get out. In Java 14 version, we have a new feature. Instance of operator pattern matching. Na? You no need to do this typecasting from Java 14. After class name, you write just the variable name. Khatam. Bye-bye. Tata. Here, system dot out dot println of what do you write now? Yes dot to uppercase. Yes. Else what do you write now? Print the object as it is. Don't do anything. System dot out dot println of obj. That's all. Control 1. Compile. Control 2. Look at that. Strings are coming in uppercase or not? Everyone understood? I'm deleting this line. Array, what did I told you? In Java 8 version, target is hide logical programming syntax. If, else, for. By using for each method, we able to abstract for loop. But how to abstract if else? What is instance of Ramu? You don't know object oriented programming, but you come to Java 8 version. Sai, instance of is unary operator. No, okay. Now, try to think. Everyone, we have for each method for hiding for loop syntax. Similarly, there should be a one method to hide if condition syntax or not. From Java 8 version, what is our target? Complete logical programming if else for should write by using methods. So with Java 8 version for each method, that problem is not solved. Again, I'm going back to old style. So then how to solve this problem? That is where we entering into stream API. समझ में आया? Now finally stream API came into picture. The hero. Tell me, in any movie he is hero directly introduced? No, right? First, comedy villains are introduced, comedians are introduced, family members are introduced, heroine is introduced, villain is trying to kidnap heroine, then hero come into picture, right? Same. Stream API is working to solve the problems of all different approaches of retrieving object. Still, there is a problem in above code. For processing the retrieved objects means to perform validations and calculations on the retrieved object. For processing the retrieved objects means for performing validations and calculations. The retrieved object, we have to write repeated code again. Okay, the solution for this problem is Stream API. Stream API has provided several methods for processing collection. What is the difference between collection API and Stream API? Collection API contains the object, whereas Stream API processes the object. It doesn't have objects. It just take the object available in collection and apply loop, apply for, apply different transform operations, reduce operations, different operations it's going to perform for us. Okay, it means only retrieving objects from collection and processing the objects available in the collection by applying required number of validations and operations. So what is the conclusion? Collection contains object and stream process the objects of the collection or collection of objects. So how the stream is working? First of all, now what is a stream? Why stream? How to create stream? What are the different operations you can perform on stream? What are the methods available in the stream? So this is totally a 3 hours session. Now tomorrow I want to conduct this session. Is it clear? Tomorrow Saturday. So we are going to conduct this session 11 a.m. Tomorrow I have to cover everything available in the stream within 2 hours. If completed, okay. If not completed, tomorrow after lunch also I'll continue the session. After 2 p.m. also I'll continue the session. Okay. So tomorrow everybody get ready. Our 2 weeks of hard work, tomorrow getting success. Clear my point? And can I request you bring all your friends to the session? Whoever know Java, just in your groups, please share this information. Okay, please bring all your friends. Inform to all your friends. So let's help maximum number of people who are suffering to understand or who are wanted to revision. Everyone can get the knowledge. Okay, now? Tomorrow, Stream API, exclusively Stream API, no jit, no prerequisite, no post-requisites. Exclusively only Stream API we are discussing in tomorrow class. No extra things. So I'm requesting you Please inform to all your friends in your Instagrams, WhatsApp, Telegram, wherever you have groups, everywhere you post. Okay, na? Let help our friends also. Knowledge grows when shared. I am sharing my knowledge. You also share your knowledge. Thank you guys. See you all tomorrow. Tomorrow class timing is? Tomorrow class timing is? Can we start by 11:15? Tomorrow Saturday. All people are free. I'll stop that other class early. Everyone available at 11:15? Google Classroom, Google Classroom. Daily I'm sharing Google Classroom. Why you missing? Yeah, tomorrow let us have class at 11:15, 11:15, 11:15. Access. Gaurav, share na. Thank you guys. See you all tomorrow at 11:15, 11:15.